Welcome everyone, this is Pineleaf Needles, and today we are going to make our first look at the Brawler, an upcoming class for the Lord of the Rings Online. This is planned in conjunction with Gundabad, most likely as something to go with the pre-orders. We'll have to find out when the details are released. The Brawler can be of any of the 6 basic races. They can't be Bjornings because Bjornings are their own class and race combination, but you can be man, high elf, dwarf, stout axe, hobbit, or elf. Now this looks like somebody who is ready for a little bit of a brawl. They seem to be a heavy armor class, so they have some metal armor all around, and they're wearing these. They call them war gauntlets. They sort of remind me of a cestus, if you ask me, but we'll see how they perform. Let's go and create a character and see what they're like.
The chance encounter with brigands upon the road leads to captivity. You awaken with the Ranger Strider before you. As he urges you to act quickly, you realize you have become involved in matters much greater than yourself.
Oh boy, you must make haste. More enemies will come soon. Yes, I'll make haste as soon as I clean up this mess of a UI. Ah, this is much better. Now let's have him no longer worried about us. Brigands, be gone!
Enough!
Alright. Okay, we're done there. You need me. Oh, I'm supposed to search the satchel. Alright, fine. I presume this has a couple of these newfangled brittle battle gauntlets. Alright. So now I've got some battle gauntlets to do some damage. It looks like the ones I originally had were. Oh, I had nothing before. Well, I suppose if I were a brawler, I would have been just punching with fists anyway beforehand. Now that we're done, let's see what do I have for my skills. I have low strike, dexterous hook, so I can do a strike, a hook. There's also an overhand smash that does impressive damage, but they don't have the icon ready for that. This is only a first preview. What do you say, Strider?
Hurry, friend. We must test your will to fight.
You're not the only prisoner here, friend. My fellow Amdir and I have come to rescue a hobbit, but it turns out that he is not the hobbit we have been tracking. This escape will be dangerous for us all, but I know that a great evil lurks about. I have heard of its movement, and I can feel its presence. Do you know how to fight? You should practice with me to feel I feel with that weapon. All right. Essentially, metal boxing gloves or what I've got here, right? Okay. Ding ding. Get set. Let's see if I could punch Strider here. Oh, okay. Here we go. We have this bar here that has the new item that we have called Brawler's Joy in Battle drives them to seemingly um, preternatural strength in their fight. 4 of 9. Okay, there's no time to lose. And I presume that this needs an amount. This requires 3 metal, which is why I couldn't use it before, because now I've got here. This generates 1 metal, and this adds 1 to metal. So you have to do about 3 of these before you can do a smash. All right, that makes sense. Sort of similar to Fury from a champion or something like that.
Well done. Let us press on.
Your skill in battle is most impressive. Now listen closely. You will need help getting out of here. When we leave this jailhouse, the real battle will begin. Looks like there's no decay on metal currently. Now is this X here meaning that when I hit 3, that's when I hit enough in order to be able to actually do something? Maybe. Let's go and see what's on the other side. Probably more brigands. What do you say?
Here is where we must part ways.
You should free the two innocent hobbits also being held captive here. Celandine and Brandenbuck and Mundo Sackville Baggins. I thought you said innocent. I must search for signs of the serpents of the Mordor, alright? Right, free Celandine first. It is Mundo that they want alive, and they have mistaken him for someone else that's valuable. Okay. So look for Celandine beyond the gate, and probably... Oh. Well, you're quite impressive, Jumper. Boom! Whee! Alright. Now I have 3 of 9. Ooh, that means I could still theoretically use it because as you could build up to 3 of them then. So that means if I go whack! Oops. Whoops. Alright, that's 2 down. Oh, hello. Whack! You think you can save them, do you? Well, why not? You don't scare me! Ah, a rat escaped its cage. Well, too bad for you.
A lovely day, isn't it?
Ah, thank you, thank you, thank you! I was starting to worry about this little misadventure would end up in me. These brigands are appalling folk. Yeah, apparently they are. I just need a bit of flame and a place to put it onto a thatched roof. You're putting a torch on a thatched roof. You know, I presume you realize that's going to start a fire. Or I guess that's the idea there, right? There you go. Hello! Whack! Knockout punch! It's about time! Yeah, thank you, Mr. Grateful. Yes, I was... what? I expected to rescue myself? Come on, you big clodpole. May I punch him instead? No, you can't punch Mr. Sackville Baggins. Ah.
Back! Go back to the shadow, fallen king.
But soon I shall have power over you. Oh well. Ouch! Oh, that's not good. Ow! Out of curiosity, will Celandine really know Amdir at this point? Babe, I suppose it's possible. Well, the trouble is...
foul spawn! You will not harm these folk.
Okay. Well, the reason I'm wondering is that Celandine is captured in the Shire, if you follow the Hobbit prologue, or I guess tutorial. So if she's captured in the Shire, how does she know who Amdir is? Oh, good. The hobbits are out of danger. I'm glad. Don't concern yourself with me. All right, fine. Fine, 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 fine. Now let's see what our reward is going to be.
There are too many deeds to be done, all pressing, and none of them easy.
We get a scuffled chainmail breastplate. Isn't that a contradiction in terms? I mean, chainmail breastplate. I mean, of all the types of armor I could think of, chain is the least likely for me to have an image of breastplate. Just saying. I mean, a chain shirt or something,
Perhaps
maybe.
you can help, my friend. Captain Brackenbrook will not heed my warnings.
Well, okay, I'll see if I could give him a warning. Hey, are you want a warning?
I don't like the look of those rangers one bit.
You're not warned. Sorry, Strider, he won't heed the warning.
Alas for peaceful folk everywhere. It is an enormous task to convince them that evil people with evil intentions will commit evil deeds.
This is saying the reward here is scuffled chainmail gauntlets. Wait,
Before you try to fight, you must learn what skills you may from the trainer.
I mean, are these going to be worn under my boxing gauntlets or something? Since the boxing gauntlets take up your weapon slot instead of your hand slot, so that's a little bit of a strange discontinuity here. But for play balance reasons, I guess they're going to assume that you're wearing these war gauntlets on top of your chain gauntlets. All right, let's talk to the brawler trainer so that we could find out what we need. Talk to the brawler trainer in Archit. Here we are. Oh, here he goes. Yes. Oh boy, he is really here. He is ready to punch this thing. Looks like he's got an. It looks like an anvil. Wait, he punches anvils? Well, I presume that that's just a placeholder until they have an icon for the brawler. There you go. The thrill of the fight.
Might I take a moment of your time?
I'm ready to help you learn how to become a more powerful brawler. Or as you gain levels, more skills will be available for you to unleash upon your foes. Use your new skill, Overhand Smash, against the training dummies. Overhand Smash. Well, seeing how I have been using this against those brigands earlier, very well. Okay, so they tell you how those brawlers rely on metal and this. So this is telling you how to use metal. Use low strike, cross crush, dexterous hook, build 2 metal, and then strike with training dummy with your overhand smash skill, which actually requires 3 metals. They seem to think it's 2 or dexterous strike to build 2 metal and then strike. So it sounds like they're a little off here because this says that to build up to 2 metal, this says that you need 3 metal. Right? This is overhand smash. Yes, alright. Well, let's just accept this quest. And smash it. Smash it. Alright. Oh. Whack. 1, 2, 3. Smack. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it gains the X as soon as you hit something. I guess as soon as you have something eligible, the X appears. Before then, it doesn't have the X. All right. Oh, and have the last one.
How can I be of service?
Well done, Pine Punch. As you grow as a brawler, you will find that there are much more powerful new skills available to you. Good luck. And I get some worn battle gauntlets. Well, I guess that's a step up. It's double the punching power. Well, you can't argue with that. Anyway, let's grab that. And tell Strider that we are ready to punch away.
Do you feel confident in what you have learned?
Yes, I feel confident now.
Dear, my poor old friend. A shadow has crept over him.
Alright, fine. We will go and do him a favor.
I don't like the look of those rangers one bit.
I'm sure you don't. Alright, let's go and help Powder Cobb, his most trusted soldier. I mean, nothing can go wrong there. I am back and I have completed the introduction. So I am now here in Post-Fire Archit. And let's have a look at what I've got here at level 7. At level 4, I gained a new skill called Sinister Cross. I don't know if that's a reference to which hand is being used or the nature of the cross, but whichever one it is, it ties in highly with the trait trees that you have, which is why I haven't bothered to look at it yet, because It's another builder, so that's useful there. So now I have 3 of those. But its most important ability is that it helps to do a setup attack for items that are on your trait tree. So those items aren't active yet because I have not yet selected my specialty. And we also added Hurl Object. And this is essentially a ranged attack where you just throw something onto your foe. Now, let's have a look at specializations. There are 2 specializations that are available here. One of them is here the durable tank, the fulcrum, which is a tank of sorts, and so they have plenty of defensive skills in there. They have plus 5% physical mitigation and plus 10% base maximum morale. I should note that I missed earlier this thing called endurance that you build up. That whenever you have points in your uh, this I always forget what they call this thing right now. This new built thing that the brawlers have in here is that whenever you build it up in there, this brings you up a tier of endurance. Oh, metal, that's what it's called, yes. So if I have 9 metal, they have plus 27% melee damage and minus 0% incoming damage. I think this is going to change depending upon your trait tree. So that if you take up the fulcrum, you'll most likely also get some endurance helping you with your incoming damage also. And let's see what this says. Alright, you get an AoE taunt, you get Iron Will, the reduces incoming damage. This skill's effect scales with the amount of metal that you have. So minus 55% incoming damage and additional 5% reduction for each point of metal. So therefore it's minus 100% if you're at full? Oh, see, it removes 3 from metal when you activate. Okay, it has a 5-minute cooldown and it lasts for 20 seconds. So really, really could become a powerful item in here because it increases your damage mitigation a great deal, especially if you're there for you have 20 seconds where you're not taking any damage. That can be really, really good. And the Maelstrom, which is the damage line, the Maelstrom is a dynamic fighter capable of engaging small groups but truly shining at single combat. So you have Pummel, where you do fire damage. And this is melee skill, 5 seconds. 2 to 2. Fire damage, that's not much damage that's on there. Oh, that's every 1 second. So a slight amount of fire damage on top of the common damage that's from the main bit there. Alright. And then we have a Shattering Fist, where you help to break their armor. Okay. I guess that's it. Those 2 are ones that cost metal. And plus 24 might, this fight increases with player level plus 5% melee damage. So these are additional things that you have with this line. Now the third line, this apparently is a useful trait stat for any line. So it's not one that you specialize in, it's just one that you draw out from in addition to your main line. So let's try the Maelstrom. There you go. So you have a choice. So you have First Strike. You have Setup Attack Damage. So you could have Setup Skill Damage bonus. And you also have Dexterous Hook Training. So extra damage when you have that. So things, of course, to do extra damage. Let's say First Strike. And this First Strike skill, Quick Strike, best used in the hail adversaries. Target must have greater than 80% of their maximum health in order to use this. And I presume it does. It's a powerful strike at the beginning in there. So let's start with that. Now, over here, we have fewer items in this area, but that's because, of course, that at 2 points per item in there, it's obviously not going to be something that you're going to be investing at the beginning probably until there's something, unless there's something here that you really, really want, like vulnerability change. Let's see, evade chance, vulnerability chance, max targets, so you can increase the number of your targets for AoE skills, and battle wise, setup skills now have a 5% chance to generate one bonus metal. All right. There you go. Now, do we have anything else here? Oh, yes, we will, of course, have our base abilities, which I completely forgot what those are. Oh, I guess that's what these are all about. So right now, see what I got here. We've got, so endurance is now giving me, is unchanged in there. Well, we'll see what we got here. And we got this first strike here that we can use at the beginning of combat. And we have, oh yeah, Shattering Fist and Pummel, which are now available. And these each are ones that cost metal. Channel version of the skill Unleash Flurry of Blows. Okay. Let's go and try some diseased boars. Whack. There you go. New deed, Overhand Smash. Defeated diseased bristlehides, of course. Oh, deed bestowed. Overhand Smash. Use the skill Overhand Smash. Set up strikes. Use your setup attacks, low strikes. Alright, etc. Low strike, Sinister Cross, and Dexterous Hook. These are each. Use those 400 times. Use the Overhand Smash 100 times. Right now, they just get you LOTRO points. I presume. Oh, yes, most likely. There are going to be deeds that are going to be built on those, such as you usually have. Oh, that's right, because I really should remember to do my first strike at the beginning. I suppose I should move that into the one slot so that I could more likely remember to use it. There you go. And pummel. Oh, that's right. He did say it was a channeling skill. Alright, so it's a channeling version of the skill Unleash a Flurry of Blows. Okay. A channeling version of the skill. And this is Shattering Fist. And this is, well, okay, I'm not too sure what they mean by channel version of the skill. It looks like a channeling skill. Yes, most definitely. So that's why you had that 1 second extra thing in there. Well, we have to see how that works. Oopsie daisy. Yeah, that. I am going to have to readjust the bars so that I will open up with number 1. I have finished rearranging my skills. Now I have first strike way at the beginning. That way I remember to use it first. There you go. So now let's give some punches here. Now I figure next to do an armor strike. I was getting ready to do an overhand smash, but oops. Let's get that. Well, it looks like a new one spawned right in time for me to test the next area. How about this thing? Boom, 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 boom. Well, that was a bit. Alright, let's build up again. Oops. Now, to remember that the one that's in slot 1 is no longer usable once you've been in combat for a while. I have to think about what to do about that in the future as I start to get more comfortable with the class. But that's all for today's look, our first little look at the Brawler, which is the first general class that they've introduced since Moria. I don't consider the Bjorning to be a general class that is tied to a specific race. But this is the first one added since they added the Warden and the Runekeeper back and the release of Moria. Yes, back in the release of Moria. But that's it for today's little look at the Brawler, where we had a look at the skills that you've got in here, took a quick look at the trees, and haven't gone into too much detail on it. But I'm sure things are going to be changing. There'll be tweaks made along the line, and maybe we'll get some icons for these skills here. Then we'll have a full class and have a chance to do that, which is probably, I suspect, going to be when they release 20.3. But we'll have to find that out when that happens. But until then, this is Pineleaf Needles reminding you to skirmish responsibly.